Okay. And just to quickly introduce myself, so just want to thank everyone for coming again. My name is Rachel, Program Director here at AccelerateIP. We thank you for taking your time today. I have some of my amazing colleagues here with me as well, Caroline, Kathy, Chang, and Susan. So we're all here to help you. As I mentioned before, I know some people are just joining. Please feel free to put questions in the chat throughout the session. We will have time at the end for Q&A where you can unmute yourself, you can raise your hand, but just in the interest of time, we might have a lot of questions. We'll try to get to as many in the chat as we can. And yeah, and if you'd like to introduce yourself in the chat, please go for that. So I will get started. Okay, just before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the land that we're on. So we're on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. I also encourage you to check out our IP module that is traditional and cultural knowledge from an Indigenous perspective. So that's available on our website. So please do check that out. Our agenda today, we'll do a program overview, program workflow overview, application tips, FAQs, and Q&A. So all the acronyms. We'd also like to gratefully acknowledge that this program is supported by Innovation Science and Economic Development Canada. So thank you, ISED, for this amazing opportunity to provide this program to startups in BC and also in the North. So for those of you who aren't aware of the program, we have been running for 3 years. This is a 1-year extension right now. We're part of the larger Elevate IP initiative. That's a program across Canada. And we get the opportunity to cover British Columbia, the Northwest Territories, Yukon, and Nunavut. We are New Ventures BC. We are running that program, but also we work in close collaboration with our friends at Innovate BC. So Caroline and Kathy are joining us today from Innovate BC, and we're so grateful to work with them. They're our prime collaborator, and we also have additional partners and collaborators across all these regions. And those are the accelerators that you probably know very well and work with. And so we're very grateful to have their support as well. They might do things like offer educational events in their regions or provide you with mentorship. So it's a group effort, and we are grateful to everyone who's taking part. These are just some of our wonderful partners and collaborators on the screen. I won't go through them all, but we are grateful to every one of them, and they're also on our website. We have a large team. Not everyone is working on this program full-time, but everyone plays a very crucial role and important part to play. So these are our team members. You'll probably interact with them at some point in the program. Everyone from Susan, who's our IP director running IP Pathways. Angie's our executive director. There's myself, Chala, program manager for Stream 3. We have Chang. Oh, I'm sorry. Chang has the extra thing on his C. Chang, who's our executive in residence. We also have Liz, our amazing bookkeeper, Bradley, who's doing program management for education. Oh, can you please just mute your, thank you. We have Justine for events, Mackenzie and Monique are doing marketing. And then over at Innovate BC, we're grateful to Sheila, who's the managing director over there, Kathy, program specialist, and Caroline, program specialist. So we have our program overview. So we have 3 streams of programming. We're actually only going to cover the funding streams today, but just to let you know, stream 1 is IP education and awareness. Then we have the ones that we're covering today. We have stream 2. We won't be covering mentorship, but there is a tier for mentorship. And then we will be covering the stream 2 strategy costs, the stream 3 implementation costs. Important criteria to meet, so please take note of all of these things. So your startup must be headquartered or based in these areas, so the areas that I have mentioned previously. The cap for employees is 500 full-time employees. We don't support companies larger than that. You must have an innovative technology to your company and or operate in the tech sector. So we're pretty open with this. If you have a question, if you're not sure if your company qualifies, please feel free to reach out to us. We can help you determine if you qualify. And most importantly, you do have to own or have the rights to use your intellectual property that you're applying for in this project. If you're a nonprofit, you can also apply if you meet the above requirements. And just letting you know, each stream has progressive requirements in addition to this. These are the basic eligibility requirements that are required to take part in any part of our programming. So eligibility requirements for stream 2, 2, and 3, which is why you're here today. So just keeping in mind, you must meet the general eligibility requirements that I just went over. You must obtain an eligible quote, so we'll go over that later. You have to have intention to grow your startup in Canada, and you must demonstrate IP knowledge. So this one is very important. I'm going to take an extra moment here. Everyone must demonstrate IP knowledge, so you need to have completed either Stream 1 IP certification program, which was offered in the last 3 years. That was the course we had with Myra and Karima. Or you have to complete IP Pathways. That is our course offered with Susan Tees through New Ventures VC, the IP certification program. Or you have to have completed level 2 of IRAP IP Assist with your ITA. Or as a case by case, you need to prove that you have one in-house IP expert. That IP expert must be a lawyer or a patent agent typically. So that one is a bit of a case by case, and I don't recommend that you lean on this because we do want to see that you have completed IP certification. So that is just something to keep in mind. Of course, if you have an in-house IP lawyer, you can qualify for that part, but we do love to see that someone on your team has taken IP certification training. If you haven't completed it yet, it will be offered through IP Pathways in May and in June. And so as long as you've signed up when you submit your application, you're okay. So we know that you can't have completed it maybe before you submitted your application, but we need to see that you registered. So we really need to see that. So just please make sure you do register if you need to meet this education requirement. Why do we have this? It's just really important to us that you have this baseline knowledge before you take on funding to work with a service provider. Okay. Also, your company must be registered. So you need a 9-digit business number. And if you're applying to Stream 3, your company must be incorporated. So incorporation, not needed for Stream 2, needed for Stream 3. And for Stream 3, you must have an existing IP strategy. You don't have to have an IP strategy already for Stream 2 because that's the point of Stream 2 is to get an IP strategy. Okay, so Stream 2. You can receive up to 75% of services up to $25,000 with a legal service provider. And that's up to 90% if your startup is majority owned by Indigenous peoples. You can apply on our application portal and we will select based on the eligibility criteria. We screen that first, the evaluation criteria and our program priorities. I'll go more into that. Stream 3, same 75%, same co-investment, 90%, but there is also just like a few extra things and you get up to $60,000 in the stream versus up to $25,000, and they're for very different activities. So we will go over that as well. So we do have program priorities. This weights a little bit in your score. So just being aware, if your startup is majority owned by underrepresented groups, and those are the groups listed below, and those are defined by ISED. If you demonstrate involvement in these priority sectors, which are also, these have been defined by us and also by ISED, so health tech, clean tech, data tech, defense, dual use, or AI. If you're an existing client of an AccelerateIP program partner or collaborator, and if you're a regional applicant outside of Metro Vancouver or Victoria, we will also consider all these things in your application. The evaluation criteria, some things to look out for. The overall strength of your application is always something that we're looking for. So you want to see a well-written application that is thorough and answers all the questions. If you use AI or ChatGPT, etc., please make sure that you answer the questions specifically, even when using those AI tools. We want to see potential commercial value of your IP. So that means that we can see it in the marketplace. It connects to your business strategy. We want to see that you'll benefit from the support of the program. And then the strength of your IP strategy is a factor for Stream 3. I'm not going to go over all of these because it's too much for this kind of an info session, but I just want to stress that if you're looking for eligible activities, please go to our website. We list them there clearly. And what's really important is that when you're applying, the Stream 2 activities can only be applied for under Stream 2, and the Stream 3 activities can only be applied for under Stream 3. I would say one of the biggest issues we see is that people might apply for Stream 2 under Stream 3 or vice versa. And because they have different application forms and different awarding processes, we unfortunately can't accept activities under different streams combined. So if you're applying for maybe Stream 2 and Stream 3 at the same time, that's totally fine, but we need you to split your application and apply two different applications. So I hope that's okay with everybody. I mean, it has to be okay, but I hope that's understood. And we'll go over some tips for that later. For the program workflow, I'll turn it over to my colleague Caroline. So thank you, Caroline.
Thanks, Rachel. So can you go to the next slide, please? So first, all the applicants need to get a quote from the service providers. We're gonna go over the service providers later and how they are approved, but make sure you get a quote from them. It should be free of charge and must be use our code template. Then you complete your application, make sure all the tasks are completed, and you also have the option to add a collaborator. The collaborator has the ability to view and edit the application. It can be anyone, a mentor, advisor, or even someone from the startup. And then once
Yeah,
the
if you're in the
application,
area, I'll be.
sorry, and once the application is completed, we are going to review the applications, and we also have the selection committee for stream 3, and then the application will be made. All the applicants will be notified, either if they were approved, declined, or waitlisted. And for the approved applicants, they will receive the award letter to sign in the portal. And then once the award letter is signed, all the service providers are notified via email. Next slide, please. At the end of the projects, the service providers need to upload the invoices in the portal. So the applicants need to add the service provider as the recommender. Then they will be able to upload the invoices. Please note that the invoices, that should be two invoices, one for New Ventures BC and another one for the client for the co-investment portion. And the applicant will also need to upload the proof of payment and complete the satisfaction survey. So our team will review the documentation. If you have any questions, we will reach out. Otherwise, we're going to send the application to our finance department to process the payment. And please make sure, just keep in mind that New Ventures BC will pay the service provider directly, and we do not reimburse the startup in any case. So for this year, we are gonna have two intakes. For stream 2 dash, no, sorry, we're gonna have only one intake. For stream 2-2 and stream 3, they're gonna open and close at the same time, May 14th, and close June 15th. For stream 2-2, the project's dated, we are targeting to have a fixed date. So stream 2-2 are going to be September 1st to November 30th. And for stream 3 is going to be dated August 17th to February 2nd, 2027. There will be a wait list, so if funds become available, we are going to be able to approve more companies along the way. Over to you.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Thanks, Caroline. Application tips. So tip number one, make sure you're eligible. So we do ask these questions in the portal to kind of try to help you and guide you, but we do ask that you're like, just make sure that you're eligible before you apply. And then demonstrate your IP knowledge. So we want to make sure, like I've said, that you've completed either IP Pathways, the IP certification program, IRAP IP Assist Level 2, and we just want to stress that external consultants or IP councils or the online IP fundamental courses are not eligible as education prerequisites. So saying that you work with your IP lawyer on this project, that's great and that's wonderful, but it's not considered in-house knowledge. So that person, if you have an in-house expert, they need to really be in-house. And again, I can't stress enough, we do actually prefer that we see that you have taken the certification program if that's at all available to you. And only one person per startup needs to take it. We do hope that it's someone maybe in your C-level, but as many people that would like to take it can also take it. So it's valuable knowledge for everyone in your startup, but just letting you know, only one person really has to take it. And avoid common application portal mistakes. So here's one, just don't skip the submit button. So that just sounds kind of obvious maybe, but it's not, because the portal, the way it's done, you really have to mark things as complete and you really have to hit that submit button or else it won't come to us. So when you log in, make sure it shows as submitted. So after you hit the submit button, it will show as submitted for you in the portal. One nice thing is when you log into the portal, you can see the status of your application at any time. So that's kind of like a nice way for you to check on your application. But yeah, just make sure you hit submit and make sure you hit submit only when you're ready, because once you hit submit, you can't edit it anymore. Obviously, if you make an error, you can reach out to us. We can try to help you with that. But as a general rule, we would appreciate if don't hit submit till you're ready to apply. Um, okay. This is request a recommendation. This is for adding a partner to your application. So if you want to add a collaborator, you can add them in the process of your application, like Caroline mentioned. So if you want to work with somebody, you can do that. Or like I mentioned, I forget to mention it. But also if you want to request a recommendation. So what this is, say you are working with SFU Venture Labs and you want to note that you work with them on your application, because again, if you're working with an accelerator, that is a program priority for us. You would click on request a recommendation and also click here for the list. So there's one point of contact for each accelerator program, only one. And you will need to add that email from the click here area to your recommendation. And then all they need to do is log into their email and they confirm that they work with you. It's not actually like a letter of recommendation. You're not asking them to do something that's time consuming here. It's basically just they're confirming, yes, X startup works with our organization so that we know that you've taken a program with them. Okay, and this is just another one that's just to keep in mind. The selection committee really wants to see specific answers, so please avoid generic answers. Just so you know, too, it goes through a process where we as the programs team will evaluate your application for eligibility, but we're not making the final decisions. Decisions are by selection committee. These are IP business experts. They're looking to really see specific things in your application that tie very closely to why you're needing this funding and why you need it at this time and what specific projects you want to work on. So we really want to see specifics in your application. A general request like, oh, I want $60,000 to work on IP, that's definitely not going to get approved. So we need to see like, I want to work on X patent application for this reason to commercialize this aspect of my startup, blah, blah, blah. So just letting you know, we want to see specifics. Your website and pitch deck is really helpful if it's available. That ties into the business side. We want to see you have a strong IP strategy. We don't expect that you upload your IP strategy to our portal, so don't feel you have to do that. We just want to see that your IP strategic goals ties in to what you're asking for today. And review your answers for submitting, especially if you're reusing the answers from previous applications. So there is the option in the portal to reuse if you've applied before, you can pre-populate the portal with some previous answers. So just if you're doing that to save time, we totally get it, but just make sure you edit those if something's changed, or if you weren't successful last time, make sure you edit it to up your application. One thing I will just stress enough, like I can't stress enough, is this program is very competitive, and I only tell you that not to deter you from applying at all. I want everyone to apply, but just keep in mind, if for any reason you don't get funded, it's not likely because your startup isn't amazing and we weren't impressed by your application. It's simply that we have more applicants than we do funding available. So I think around 20% of our applicants get funded. So just keep that in mind. It really, I hope it doesn't make anyone feel that their startup wasn't good enough. It's just literally we have so many very, very, very strong applicants. So it's just a competitive application process. So this is how you would reuse data if you want. You can use this kind of reuse data button. So that just helps you pre-populate old answers if that's helpful for you, just to save a bit of time, especially if you've done like stream 1 before. In the past, that's quite a lot of questions that would get moved over to your stream 2 and 3 applications. Okay, and then I'll turn it back over to Caroline for service providers.
Yeah, thanks, Rachel. As I mentioned before, for the service provider, if you are already working with a service provider, please check our website to see if they are approved or not. If they are not approved, that's not a problem. They can complete the registration form, but they must meet the following criteria. They must be located in Canada. They must demonstrate expertise in IP, and this person must also be registered with CIPARA class 1 or 2 or be licensed to practice law in Canada. So here you can find on the website you can find by searching by name, by company, by city, and we also have filters by industry or by province. And as soon as they register and they are approved, we are going to send all the code template, all the information they need to know about the program, and they will be published on the website as well. So next slide, please. And regarding the code template, this year our code template is mandatory. So please make sure the service provider is using the code template. As soon as they are approved, we are going to provide the code template to them, and is also available a screenshot on the intake form. So please make sure they match. And there are a couple of information that is mandatory for us, such as the service provider details, the list of services that Rachel mentioned. Please detail the services. We cannot approve non-specific legal budget requests. All the amount must be in Canadian, and we really want to see the amount per line plus the taxes. And it must show the start and end dates on the code. And please note that we cannot extend the project duration. It's going to be 3 months for stream 2-2 and 6 months for stream 3. And we also have the screenshot. Rachel, in the next slide. This is how the code looks. Again, the service provider should have a copy, and we also have available on the intake form a link to the code template. And I will pass over to Kathy.
Thanks, Carol. I'll take it from here. Hi, everyone. Just gonna cover some frequently asked questions. Rachel, next slide. Perfect. So first one is, do I have to complete the program streams in order? As Rachel mentioned, it's recommended to complete them in order. However, you have to meet the eligibility requirements described in the first slides for each stream. And the next question is, am I located in Ontario? Can I still apply to AccelerateIP? The answer is no. Elevate IP program has recipients across Canada, so please make sure you apply to the program that serves the region where your startup is based. Next question is, I complete the stream 2-2 and stream 3 in the past, but I'm reapplying this intake. Do I still need the certification program for stream 2-2 and stream 3 eligibility? We already covered that. So yes, you need this unless you have a nice an in-house IP expert or you complete the IPSS level 2 program. Next question is, can I apply to a stream 2-2 and stream 3 more than once? This is also possible, yes, but make sure you don't max out the funding amount. Max funding is 25,000 for stream 2 and 60,000 for stream 3. Next slide, please. So next question is, how do I register for the IP certification program? Here's the link to the IP Pathways application portal. In case you have any questions, the next question is, how can I access office hours? You can access office hours. They will be available on the schedule posted on the program website. Here's the link. But they are coming soon. They are not just set up yet, but they're coming soon. Next slide, please. So when will I learn about the results of my stream 2-2 and stream 3 application? This is going to be notified by end of July 2026 for stream 2 and stream 3. And next question is, I meet all the eligibility criteria. Why my application is not approved? So this process is very competitive. So we receive a high number of applications and we have a limited budget, so we can only approve limited applications. Next slide. Yeah, so my service provider is not listed in the registered list. Can I still apply? Yes, but as Carol mentioned, you service provider needs to complete the registration form as soon as possible. Otherwise, it might slow down the process. And you are required to also submit your application. But if your service provider is not registered, your application is not going to be reviewed. So keep in mind that. Next question, can I file an international patent? Yes, you can file an international patent, but make sure all the quotes and payments are in Canadian dollars. Next question is, can I work with two service providers? This is possible, but please, once you submit your application, you have to combine the two quotes and submit just one as one document in your application. And if approved, we will need you to submit a separate application for each service provider. Next slide. Next question is, can a startup get support for in-house activities related to IP? This is not possible, as Rachel mentioned. The program is only able to pay service providers directly. Second question is, my services are taking longer than expected for X reason. Can I request an extension? As Carol mentioned, this is not possible. We don't allow extensions more than 3 months for stream 2 and more than 6 months for stream 3, regardless of the reason. Next question is, do you accept retroactive services for stream 2-2 and stream 3? Yes, we do. However, keep in mind that you have to, the invoices must remain unpaid and services must be between April 2026 and March 2027, which is the current fiscal year. And then please know that we cannot reimburse the startups. The program is only able to cover service providers directly. Next slide, and I think this is the last one. And how does the co-investment structure work? So Rachel and Carol already mentioned, but the startup must pay either 25% or 10% if the startup is majority owned by Indigenous peoples. So an AccelerateIP can cover up to 25,000 for stream 2-2 and 60,000 for stream 3. Keep in mind, if the bill is higher than that the AccelerateIP program can cover, the startup must pay the difference to the service provider. And here you have an example how the co-investment structure work for your reference. And I'll pass it back to Rachel.
Thanks so much, Kathy. Oh, some asked from our team. I forgot we put this in here, but these are just additional tips as well. So yeah, it really helps to respond promptly to any communication or follow-up requests from our team within the given time frame to ensure timely processing. That includes if we reach out to you and say, hey, we have a question about your quote, it's really important you get back to us as soon as you can, even if you're saying, hey, I need to get back to you on this on X date, because then we know you're still interested and we will still keep you in mind for the award. If we don't hear back from you for like a month, we're going to have to move on and give the award to someone else. So just keep in mind that your email response time does affect your potential to get an award as well. Please do not share any confidential or sensitive information via email. So that means, it's just being mindful. If we do need like a confidential request, we have a way of doing that through the portal. We send you a confidential request upload, and that way you can just upload that document directly to the portal. We just, for obvious reasons, email is not the most secure form of communication. Okay, and so people ask often, should I apply earlier or at the deadline? It's a competitive intake, so by applying right at the deadline, you're not at a disservice than if you did it earlier. The only thing I will say, if you got your application in a bit earlier, it does give the programs team a chance to reach out to you if something is wrong with your application, and you could potentially fix it before the deadline. So while you don't have a better chance of getting approved, this is not rolling intakes. It's more like if your code is wrong, we would give you a chance to fix it, and then you could potentially still submit it on time, those types of things, or if we notice something's wrong with your application. So it's basically giving yourself an opportunity to fix maybe like a glaring error that like is something that you could improve upon. We're not going to give you tips or something like that, but just like an actual mistake. And we do ask that you sign the award letter within 2 weeks. So if you are one of the lucky startups that get awarded, please make sure you go into the portal and sign that award letter within 2 weeks. You're not approved until you sign the award letter. And again, if you don't sign the award letter, we may think you've changed your mind. We may then want to give that funding to someone else. So give us the indication that, yes, I do want this money. Go in, sign the award letter as soon as you can. Then we've checked you off like you're approved, you're good to go, and we don't think we need to reallocate those funds. If you won't be able to complete your project and you're approved, please let us know as soon as possible so we can help other startups. If money is not spent within this fiscal year, it just goes back to ISED. We don't get to reallocate that money. It just goes back. So we would really appreciate if you can let us know, hey, we can't use this funding, then we can just give it to somebody else so it doesn't go unused. And that was just very courteous of you. And we did say, of course, there's no extensions. And I just want to be clear, like if it's a catastrophic emergency, we are humans and we are not going to just, be robotic about this. So if you sincerely, and I don't want to open this up to like, please ask for extensions because we don't want you to ask for extension, but if you obviously had something catastrophic happen in your life, you can reach out to us in writing and let us know. Or if you were working on something and it's like you've realized you want to do something slightly different within your project, again, write to us, give us the rationale, give us the quote differential. There's always a possibility we can be flexible. We don't want you to be doing this for no real reason, like you didn't figure it out before, and now you're just kind of like deciding. It's not that kind of thing. It's like you're making a strategic decision. It's changed. We would rather you make that change than you go ahead with something that's not really making sense for your startup just to stick to the program. So please keep in mind, we are humans. You can email us, but we just need that communication from you, and that would be wonderful. And yeah, we have a general inbox. We do this because we have, as you could see at the beginning, so many folks on our team, and everyone does something different on the team. This is the best way to get your email to the right person at the right time. And it also ensures that if someone's on vacation, that someone will answer your communication. We're quite quick, so we try to get back to you like as soon as we can. Note that sometimes during busy periods, it might take a bit longer, but we tried very hard to get back to you within a reasonable time. And I just want to clarify one more thing too, just because one of the FAQs, I realized it's a bit older how it was written. If you're reapplying, but you've taken the certification program before, you don't need to take it again. It's just if you applied in the past and when we didn't require it back in year one, you would have to take it now. But we only have to take the certification program once. I know someone asked me in person if they need to take it more than once every year. You don't have to take it once every year. Just want to clarify on that. And that brings us to Q&A. So I'm going to stop sharing. If you'd like to ask a question, we are, sorry, over time by 4 minutes. If anyone needs to go, please feel free to go. If you have a question, please just raise your hand and I will call on you if you'd like to ask verbally.
How do we raise our hands?
Oh, you
Sorry.
can just use there's like a tool in Zoom under React, I think.
It's
Yeah,
React.
under React you can.
I see.
Okay, Benton, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm not incorporated yet, so I think I'm only eligible for stream 2-2. But if my future plans are likely going to be to incorporate as a Delaware C Corp, does that bar me from using any of these resources?
Sorry, can you just repeat the end part again?
If I plan to incorporate as a Delaware C Corp, does that block me from using any of these resources?
Um, I'm not sorry. I'm not sure that question doesn't come before. Susan or Chang, if you happen to be here.
That means it's not incorporated in Canada, Rachel. So that might help.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you.
You're
I'm just a
welcome.
programs admin. I'm not very okay. Thank you. No, your company would have to be incorporated in Canada, and ideally, it would need a business number in BC, Yukon, Northwest Territories, or Nunavut, or you need to show that you are headquartered in one of our provinces or territories. So, like if you're incorporated in Ontario, but you've since moved your company to BC, that could be okay. But no, it can't be incorporated in the States. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Zin?
Hi, Rachel. Just have a quick question and confirmation. So, if our company fulfills the requirements for Stream 3, can we just directly apply for that without like applying for Stream 2? I mean, I just want to understand if we can skip Stream 2 for Stream 3 application.
Yeah, for sure. You can skip Stream 2 if you have a strong IP strategy and meet all of the other requirements. That's totally fine.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem. Marta?
I hope you can hear me now.
Yep.
So I'm just curious, are there any
conflict of interest considerations? Are there any restrictions regarding overlapping funding, commercialization partnerships that we should think about?
Sure,
before
that's
we
a good
apply?
question. Oh, sorry. Yeah. When you apply, we do ask if you're receiving any other funding. The main one would be if you've received other Elevate IP funding across Canada. Um, Funding can be stacked, so generally there aren't restrictions, but we need you to note all of the other funding you're given, and the funding can't exceed the project amount, so we can't be giving over 100% of your project. Tom.
Yeah, thank you so much. My question is just about the geographic piece. How do you evaluate geography? Is it based on where the company is incorporated? If you have multiple team members in different places, some in the Lower Mainland, some not, like how is that evaluated from that perspective?
Yeah, so that one's tricky. Generally, we ask for headquartered, or based in. So we'd like to see that the majority of your operations are in BC or the North, that you have an address here, that realistically, like ideally, that you're registered or incorporated here. I
Oh,
know
yeah,
it's
sorry.
hard. Yeah.
I more mean within BC in terms of prioritizing different parts of BC.
Oh, I see. It would be
Like
your
if we're
company.
headquartered in Vancouver, but we have team members in other parts of BC, where would
I
that fit?
see. We would consider you Vancouver for the purposes of the application. It would be your business address, but that's a good question. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Erna?
Okay, thank you. Is this application only support IP and also Canadian related patent, or would also support, for example, US PCT applications?
Yeah, we can support a USPCT application. We just ask that you use the Canadian service provider to do that work.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Luciano?
Yes, thank you. So my question is, in one of the sections, there is something that it says eligibility recipients, and there is one bullet point over there that says use innovative technology or operate in the tech sector. So in my case, I'm in the golf industry, and we're creating a product that is directly for the golf industry, but it is not like software or something like that. So I'm not sure, if I can fit into that.
Yeah, for sure. If you have an innovative product that uses technology, that would be okay. So our idea of tech is quite broad. So you could have, just making this up, an innovative golf ball or something like that, or
Okay.
have an analytics software that works on golf or something. It's just as long as you have something unique that is technological to protect, then it's
Gotcha.
okay.
Perfect. Thank
Okay,
you.
perfect. No problem. I know that's a tough one. We get asked all the time. Sergey.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you for your presentations, but I have main questions about patent. If you will want to apply for the international patent, which the stream you recommend, two or three? Because we already have one patent in Canada, but we soon want to release our new product, and we want to patent it. And
Sure. So I can let you know for Stream 2, you could do kind of freedom to operate, or you can do patent searching. Stream 3 would be the actual drafting and filing of your patent. So it's possible you might want to apply for both streams. And then just be mindful, if you're applying for Stream 3, you also need an IP strategy. So if you don't have an IP strategy yet, then I would encourage you to apply for Stream 2. Even if you filed a patent before, the selection committee will be looking that you have a strong IP strategy.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, and I just want to stress that if you are applying for patents and you do have searching to do, definitely put those searches under Stream 2 because they're not Stream 3. That's something that comes up a lot, and I know that might seem counterintuitive, but that's just how the program works.
Okay, and you mean that we can apply for both streams, yeah? It's one, two.
You may apply for both streams, yeah. No problem.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
You're welcome. Elena?
Yeah, thanks, Rachel. So I've done level 1 and level 2, and I have an IP strategy that it was not, I find it's not 100% strong, and it has not been approved by an IP lawyer. So the same question applying to level 2.22 or 3. We don't really have any patents. It will be more like a copyright consultation and trademark registration. And I would like to review the IP strategy with the IP lawyer. Would it be two would it be enough, or would you recommend to apply for 3 as well?
I would say apply for both. I would work on the strategy with the Stream 2, and then the registration portion of the trademark would be under Stream 3. Copyright also would be Stream 3, technically, if you're paying for copyright registration. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much.
No problem. Any other questions? No. Okay.
Rachel, do you have access to the chat?
I do. Are there lots of questions in the chat that we...
Yeah, not a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Is it starting at Courtney, or is there ones before then? Just starting at...
There are a few before Courtney.
Okay.
I think it's
Okay.
from Gadi. So that's already holding patent meets this. I have many issued patents, registered trademarks, and many pending already. So the question is, does already holding patents meet this eligibility?
Oh, for eligibility, is this for education maybe? If it's for education, we need you to prove that you're in-house IP expert, or that you take the education course, if that's the question. Having patents doesn't meet the requirement. Yes, hopefully that answers the question. Gary, let me know if that didn't answer your question. The recording, yeah, it will be available. Approved accelerators. Yeah, approved accelerators is on the website. So Tom's question, is there a list of approved accelerators? You can go to our website under partners. They're all there. So you can look at that. Also, if you've done IP mentorship with New Ventures before, like with the Accelerate IP program, you can put New Ventures BC as your accelerator, because that counts. NHP certification, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. How do we show you have a strong IP strategy? That's a good question. It's the way that the questions are designed in the application form. It's asking you how your strategy matches to the items you're asking for. So we ask it in a holistic way rather than asking you to upload your whole IP strategy. 20% success rate for each stream. So yeah, that's overall between 2 and 3 for last year. So Marta asked if the 20% acceptance rate, if that was for each stream. I would say it's higher for stream 2, lower for stream 3. So I don't know exactly, but it averaged to 20%, but it was a bit easier to get into stream 2 and 3.
I think next question is from Farshad. They apply for stream 2-2, but later they pause the process. So now the status application is showing withdrawn. How we can reactivate it?
Yeah, sorry, you'd have to start a new application. You can reuse some of your old application, like I showed with the reused data, but because some of the questions have changed this year, you won't be able to resubmit something that's been withdrawn. So yeah, if you have like a half-done application from previous years, we've archived those in the portal, just letting you know. But I will say the application form should be a little bit shorter this year. So hopefully it's been a positive direction. And
I think the next question is because all of them, like the previous one, are covered, but it's from Dawn when I'm a pre-revenue, do want to protect my brand IP, but out of fund any support. So do you want to protect my brand IP, but out of fund any support? That's the question.
Yeah, so for brand, I guess you're looking at trademarks, that kind of thing. Unfortunately, you would have to pay for the co-investment. If you don't have funding available to you, we do have free IP strategy workshops that usually run throughout the year. We don't have them scheduled yet, but you can always at least attend those to learn more. But unfortunately, the co-investment is required, as is an IP budget, so you wouldn't be able to apply. But also recommend just doing IP pathways for free, because that will give you some kind of basic branding things that you can do within your own startup that don't maybe cost extra money.
Thanks, Rachel. I think all the questions are covered except for like starting from Kearney. So those are the last questions. Like founder of Brand of Electric, we are, if we are patent pending and have already put forth in a large portion, can we apply to recover these funds?
Oh, yeah. So unfortunately, we can't reimburse startups for work that was already done. But if there's like new invoices you haven't paid yet and they happen after April 1st, 2026, then you could apply for that. So yeah, sorry, we can't reimburse old projects. Okay. And then will an application be advantaged if you've done 2-1? So if you've done mentorship, you don't actually get an advantage on your application, except that maybe that mentor can help you with your application. Maybe you'll write a stronger application. Maybe you'll have a better idea of what you want to work on with this service provider. So it doesn't actually give you points, but it may give you insights and it may give you connections. And by working with an accelerator, you also get to say that you work with an accelerator, which gives you points on your application. So in a roundabout way, it does advantage you.
Rachel, I think Martha's raised her
Sure,
hand.
Marta, go ahead.
Yes, I have another question. So we are a collective of companies, and I'm just curious, how important is selecting the right entity for purposes of like revenue profile, eligibility, IP strategy? So we have different companies, they have different revenues, and more than one can actually qualify in terms of the fit for the products that we are developing right now. So what sort of information would you consider apart or in addition to, of course, the fit, how well it fits with what we're developing? What else would you consider in selecting the entity? Is revenue important? And yeah, I hope that's clear enough.
Yeah, no,
Thank
that
you.
makes sense. I mean, we've seen different stages of company be successful, so it doesn't necessarily mean if you have revenue, it's better than not. It just like having proven yourself in the marketplace could be helpful depending on your application. I can't really say. I would say whatever project, just meaning what you want to accomplish is maybe most urgent and most like tied to what yeah, and it's honestly I can't really give an answer without knowing your companies
So
and
there
there's
are no restrictions as far as the revenue is concerned, I understand.
no
So if you're a company that doesn't have a lot of revenue, you can still apply for this, right?
yeah, you
And
know,
be successful.
you can still apply because we look at other factors. Certain sectors might be, at a disadvantage when it comes to revenue compared to other ones like health tech, for example, versus software, et cetera. So we take a holistic approach to looking at it. That said, if you've been in market for 20 years and you have no revenue, then and you're a software company, I don't know, you know what I mean? It really depends on the situation you're in. I think the business advisors would look at, is this a reasonable amount of time that you've been working on this to have X revenue or not? Like, and your potential to scale up, et cetera. We're looking for potential as well. So the answer is there's no answer, but I hope that makes sense.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
No problem.
Rachel, I think there are a few questions in the chat that we haven't covered.
Okay.
So one
Yes.
is from Nicholas for the in-house IP expert. Do they need formal training like a patent agent, or is it acceptable if they have experience managing a company's IP portfolio?
Ideally, they should have the formal training. It's case by case, and again, we prefer that you've done the certification program. So when in doubt, do the certification program. Yeah, I would say that.
Thank you. And this is the last question. I'm cautious about the time. What is the general funding total amount needed for trademark research and strategy by a lawyer?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a big range. It seems like around 3 to 6,000. I don't know. It really depends how many trademarks you're doing, how in-depth your strategy is, et cetera. So I can't quote, and I'm not a service provider, but there's quite a range. So I would, it's always good practice to get a number of quotes from different service providers to kind of compare and see it's a range that you're comfortable with. There's also published ranges for a lot of things on CIPO's website. So you can go to CIPO, the Canadian Intellectual Property Office. They do have some ranges there. So feel free to check those out. We don't publish ranges on our website or anything like that. But yeah, it really depends. And someone's put a descriptive thing in the chat. Thank you, Gary. And I think we'll call it there just because we have gone quite over time. But we really appreciate your time for joining us today. We hope to see your applications. Know that you can reach out to us. Like Kathy said, we will have office hours running in the future to clarify. And just to say, like office hours, we have Chang and Susan who are IP experts. So those are kind of IP related questions. They're not legal advice. Please keep in mind, these are just general help questions. And then we will have also the programs team will have some office hours. So that if you have a programs related question, you can come to us rather than our IP experts. So hope that will be helpful for you. In the meantime, you can email us through the general inbox and we'll do our best to get back to you as quick as we can. But thank you for taking an interest in the program. We really appreciate your time. Thanks for sticking on late on your lunch hour too. And hope everyone got a good lunchtime, maybe if they were off camera, or you have a nice lunch now. And thank you so much. We will see you soon. Thank you.